There are calls for harsher punishments for MPs who intentionally disrupt Parliament. It comes after Hana-Rawhiti Maipi-Clarke's Haka at the first reading of ACT's Treaty Principles Bill. The Haka was inspiring to many of those who attended yesterday's Hīkoi, but government MPs say Te Pāti Māori should face tough sanctions, including cuts to their taxpayer-funded budgets. Here's Jenna again.
An unprecedented mobilisation of people to Parliament. Tens of thousands making the journey in opposition to the Treaty Principles Bill. It's being written off by the government as the organiser is connected to Te Pāti Māori.
Speaker, yesterday's Hīkoi wasn't grassroots, it was a Maori Party astroturf.
The Hīkoi was peaceful and well organised. Te Pāti Māori fears it was unfairly policed by Parliament.
I was really shocked with the overkill that he did yesterday. Our staff were locked from being able to come out and give water to the protesters.
And if a group of government MPs get their way, Te Pāti Māori's conduct may be policed more harshly too. All government parties have written to the Speaker calling on him to take further action over last Thursday's Haka.
We can have debates on difficult subjects without people threatening other members inside of Parliament.
I think, first of all, it's not the Speaker's role to rule on tikanga. We understand what it is that he does in the House, but certainly he has no mana over tikanga.
And if you don't want to live by the norms, the conventions and the duties of being a parliamentarian, then go back to the paha.
The disruption has caused much more of a furore than other political stunts in the House.
The Parliament needs a way, I think, of disciplining people who are directly trying to undermine the Parliament.
They complain, they play victim to a lot of things, and in actual fact, they have inflicted a lot of harm.
We asked David Seymour whether there too should be harsher punishment for stunts like Pingate, for instance. ACT disrupted Parliament earlier this year, questioned the Speaker's ruling and wasted time arguing over their right to wear lapel pins. It's still a touchy subject.
OK, this is probably the worst question you've ever asked, which is a record, even for you.
Oh, David Seymour's a sukibaba, and we're seeing a lot of sukibaba behaviour in this House by David Seymour.
Hana-Rawhiti Maipi-Clarke was suspended for 24 hours. Shane Jones last week called for prison time.
In the history of the ancient parliamentary doctrine that we've inherited from England, there was always the option of the dungeon. But down in the bunker, apparently there's not suitable space.
Today, conjuring up a new parliamentary punishment.
Well, there's one thing the Māori Party understands is money. And I think if there's some way of the Standing Orders Committee considering that they're stripped of resources.
Well, that's such an old colonised behaviour. Let's get the Māori and let's tell them how to behave by hitting them where they think it might hurt.
The Haka has gone super viral with hundreds of millions of views on social media, and some are worried Parliament's on a clickbait collision course.
I think parliamentary content has become driven for a lot of the MPs to get social media clicks.
We celebrate with Hana in regards to ensuring that our Indigenous voice is heard in this House. And if Shane finds that very hard to believe, then maybe he should go back to Te Pāti and talk to his own people.
But it's turned into a TikTok pulpit.
I'm surprised that Shane even knows what TikTok means. So.
Yep, he sure does.